everybody. Okay, so it's my favorite day today because I know we've been working on setting up word problems in class, but today we're really going to get down to writing full equations based on information. And this is the real beef of algebra, and it's going to progressively get harder, and like I said, we're going to be doing word problems all year. So I've actually, I go through a process every time. At the top of your note sheet today, I want us to go through this process. It's really important to me that you get it, okay? So first, you're always going to read the problem carefully. Now, that seems like common sense, right? No-brainer. But we don't always read the problem carefully. Sometimes I even break it into, I just read each sentence by itself and think about it in between. Then, you have to decide what is unknown. Okay, so here's my little hint. What is unknown is usually what's asked in the question. Look at the question. For example, I'm going to say, what is Mary's age? What is the length of the rope? That would be the question that's being asked, okay? So always look in the question for what the unknown they want you, or what the unknown is, okay? All right. Choose a variable then for the unknown by writing a let statement. I'm going to go through that in the first example, but how do we pick the variable for the unknown? Sometimes we're looking at two unknowns. Usually I always suggest if the question asks for one specific unknown, then you let that be your variable. But if it says, what are the lengths of both ropes? I always go with the one that's smaller, okay? It avoids fractions and subtraction, the two things that we don't really like. And I'm going to show you examples of this. All right, then you have to write the other unknown in terms of the variable above. Again, I'm going to demonstrate this in a second. Then we're going to write an equation and solve. Okay, but for now, for this lesson, we're not going to solve. We're just going to write the equation, okay? All right, so let's look at what I mean. First example. Marta has twice as much money as Heidi. This is a very basic example. Together, they have $36. How much money does each have? And there should be a question mark right there. It says, write an equation but do not solve. Okay, so the question says, how much money does each have? So those are my unknowns, the amount of money that each has. All right, but I've got two people. I've got a Marta and I've got Heidi. So in me looking at it, Marta has twice as much money as Heidi. So Heidi has less. So I'm going to write my variable based on the amount Heidi has. I'm going to write a let statement. So I'm going to let H equal the amount Heidi has. Okay? Now, for the other unknown is how much Marta has, isn't it? So I'm going to write a variable for Marta in terms of Heidi. Okay, so if Marta has twice as much as Heidi, then Marta would be 2H. And that would be the amount Marta has. That's writing one in terms of the other. Okay, now we go to write the equation. Together they have $36. So together means add. So H plus 2H equals 36. And there's my equation. A one variable equation that tells me Heidi plus Marta equals 36. Seem easy? These are very basic, and today's going to be pretty basic. Tomorrow we practice pretty basic, and we're going to get harder as we go. And then we're going to solve them. All right, let's look at one that involves maybe a picture. Translate the problem into an equation, but do not solve. A wooden rod is 60 inches long. It's sawed into two pieces. One piece is 4 inches longer than the other. What are the length of the pieces? So there's the question. So my unknowns are the lengths of the pieces. And again, so I'm going to let x be, or L be. I'm going to use x in this case. Let x equal one of the pieces. Which one should I let it be? I should let it be the shorter piece. So I'm going to let x equal the shorter piece. Okay? All right, so one piece is 4 inches longer than the other. So if the other is x and the other one's 4 inches longer, then x plus 4 is the length of the longer. Okay? All right. Now, let's think about a picture of this for a second, because sometimes a picture is really pretty. If the rod was 60, and it was cut into 2 pieces, and one of them is x, like right here, and the other one is x plus 4, that actually gives us a nice picture of what the equation should be, okay? Because together, these two have to equal 60. So x plus 4 equals 60. So for now, these are the types of equations we're going to go through. So I want to make sure we read the question carefully. We find out what's unknown. We get our unknown from the question that is being asked. If there are 2 unknowns, we're going to set our variable to be the smaller one, okay? Then we write the second unknown in terms of the first by using the same variable, and then we set up and write an equation, okay? So hopefully that is helpful. Tomorrow we're going to be doing a special activity called a simultaneous roundtable to practice this. So I will see you tomorrow. Bye.